And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts and movie review for the brand new final film in the beloved Halloween franchise, Halloween Ends, starring Jamie Lee Curtis. Now, I've seen this movie twice now, once in theaters and on Peacock. So, I I finally got to wrap my head around this film because I wasn't sure when I first came out of the first, screening of it. I went home, thought about it on the way home, and then I'm like, you know what? Let me watch this movie again, just because there was some stuff in here I needed to double check. And before giving my honest opinions about this film, I gotta say, let me give you the small premise about this film. It's been 4 years since Michael's last, you know, killing spree. He disappears. Laurie's trying to, trying to recuperate. She's trying to heal. Her granddaughter is trying to heal as well. The town is trying to recover. Unfortunately, there's an incident that happens in this film involving somebody else. I'm involving a young man who was babysitting a young boy, and a tragedy happens. I'll leave it at that. So this young man, he kind of like high school age. He starts to get involved with the granddaughter of Laurie Strode. They start hooking up. He's the town outcast and this and this and that. Everybody looks at him as like, really, really, you're gonna hook up with this guy? And they feel sorry for her, but they also feel like she gone crazy too because of what happened with this kid. So things start to happen when certain events start to unfold where Michael Myers comes back and killings start to happen. And I'm gonna spoil one little thing here because it helps me continue my negative towards this. So if you don't want to know this one spoiler, move forward a little bit. So in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the new boyfriend of the granddaughter, for some strange reason, he starts acting like Michael Myers and literally starts going on a rampage. There you go. There's my little spoiler. It's free now. So I'm watching and I'm like, okay, first of all, the guy who's playing this did a really good job playing that creepy guy. Because, we never got to see that with Michael Myers. When Michael Myers first killed, he was a kid and he was locked up his whole life. So we never got to feel like him as a teenager, him being the town outcast, or any of that stuff. So I appreciated them giving us something like that in a way where it's like, if Michael, went through, he killed his sister, and then, they didn't put him in jail or anything like that. They just, put him in detention center or juvie, I believe it is. And then he got out at a certain age. How his life would have been like? Would he still be a killer? Would he be an outcast? Would everybody hate him? That's exactly what they did with this kid. And I appreciate the director who made this film for doing that. Because I was like, we kind of never got that with Michael Myers. We always just like, oh yeah, he killed his sister, locked him up for the rest of his life, and he always escaped. So what would his life would have been like? And we kind of got that with this kid. And, he's trying to move on. You got kids bullying him. He meets the granddaughter. They start forming a relationship. He doesn't have a really comfortable, living situation at home either. And, he feels comfortable with her. He really likes her. She's a very attractive young woman. They're dating, so no spoiler there. And, you start seeing him transition into what Michael Myers did become, Even though we never saw Michael Myers kind of transition into that when he was a kid all the way through his adulthood, we got to see it through this kid's eyes, and I thought they did a really good job with that. And, seeing Laurie Strode trying to move on and trying to learn how to let go and write a book and just trying to be free, you've realized in this film she can't get away from it. And, I like seeing that as well because she's still damaged in a way. She's still damaged. Her granddaughter sees it, and, there's nothing she can do. Now, when Michael Myers starts coming back around, things start to get kind of hazy, with him there plus the other kid. So it's hard for her to deal with everything. So how exactly is this movie? Is this movie good or is this movie bad? Is this movie okay? I'm going to be completely honest with you. I thought it was okay. It's not the worst Halloween film and it's not the best Halloween film. To me, the worst Halloween film is still Halloween 3. Technically, I only count that as the worst because it had nothing to do with Michael Myers, but yet it's still technically connected in a way that is not connected. But if it was an own standalone film, just called Halloween, it's a good movie. So, to me, it's this one and 3 tied. You know, because honestly, it just made me realize, like, watching this twice now, like, I miss Michael Myers. Yeah. They can have somebody else try to be him or try to duplicate what he's doing. Cool, sure. I think I saw that in a movie this year that just happened early this year, and it was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. In Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they had some weird killer pretending to be Leatherface, and he really wasn't Leatherface. They just try to make this guy look like he was a creepy dude who lived alone in a house, and he started killing people. And that's exactly what you have here with this kid. He starts doing the same thing, kind of, in a way. And then when Michael shows up, it's like, it gets a little complicated. Like, who's who? You know, who's worse, in a way. So when you watch, it's like, eh. And honestly, I kind of wanted to see the big showdown. They really marketed to make it look like there's going to be a big showdown between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers, and we didn't really get that. And I'm disappointed, and that's one of my biggest negatives about this film. Because I wanted to, okay, if you were just going to give me that as the third act, okay, fine. But at least make it, feel something. Just kind of just, oh, there you are, Michael. Let's end this. Boom, done. It's like, then what was the point of this film? It just, Halloween Kills is a better film than this one, and wasn't even the best one of this movie, of this trilogy either, so I don't know. I'm a huge Halloween fan. I love this franchise, but there are times I'm like wishing that they would have just stopped at a certain events. I didn't know why they needed to kind of retcon the original one with the 2018 one, because Laurie Strode, she died in Halloween Resurrection, I believe it was, or H2, no, Resurrection, sorry, wrong one. So, I don't know why they needed to retcon that just to bring her back. And I love Jamie Lee Curtis. She's great. Of course, no, don't doubt that. But still, I just felt like they just kind of like should have just gave up on Halloween Kills, and that should have been the end of the franchise. And then kind of like move forward, like maybe 20 years later, go after the granddaughter, and then start something new. But I guess this thing can eventually run out of gas. It kind of alludes to the feeling that this is the last movie, unless they're gonna reboot it, fresh reboot. But oh well, I have the other movies. I can watch them all the time I want. I love those films, and yeah, sure, this one's okay. It has some cool killing scenes, sure, but story-wise, they tried. At least they tried. I can appreciate them trying to try something fresh, something new, because as much as I love Michael Myers, how many times are we going to say the same stick with him? It's the same thing with Jason. Jason's the same thing with Friday the 13th. How many times are we going to see a guy in a hockey mask killing people near the Crystal Lake? So it kind of gets old. So you need something fresh. So at least they tried, but not strong enough. Do I recommend it? I do recommend watching it if you're a fan of Halloween. If you just want to finish this franchise off and just see how it ended, give it a shot. Maybe not go to theaters. Maybe just watch it at home if you have Peacock. Sure. If you want to go to the theaters, hey, more power to you. If you end up loving this film and thinking this is the best one out of all of them, more power to you, because honestly, that's cool too. Because for me, it was just okay. Not my favorite out of the Halloween franchise. Not my worst favorite out of the Halloween franchise. Because I count all of them. So I don't care about retconning certain things. To me, all the Halloweens are together. So, yeah. So, we'll see what happens if they ever make more. If they ever do. Or reboot it or whatever. So, yeah. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about the new Halloween film. Did you guys watch it in the Peacock? Go to theaters to see it? Are you guys done with this franchise? Did you guys give up on the last one? Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought. Stay tuned for more, and thank you very much, and have a good night.